Good morning. Senior Pride here. Yesterday I did a piece on the US election, and I thought today I would focus on the Canadian election because I'm Canadian. But that being said, as I think many Canadians well know, it could be as far away as October 2025. It's just that with Justin Trudeau's incredible decline in popularity that seems to be continuing to get worse, it may come sooner. There may be a vote of non-confidence. So without further, here we go. And because of that unrest and because of the fact that it could be anywhere in the next year, one of the issues that has impacted and may create an earlier election is the NDP, or the New Democrats, having ended the Liberal NDP agreement that helped keep the Liberal minority in power. Now, to be clear, we have a minority government, so the Liberals are a minority. They needed the New Democrats' extra votes to kind of keep them in control. At the point that I most updated, and this could have changed because there are a lot of smaller elections happening, it could have been, they had 154 seats out of the 170 they'd need for a majority. So that meant that the NDP had to provide an additional 16 votes during votes of confidence in order to stay in power. All these votes are no longer guaranteed, and there is, like I said, a risk of an election being called sooner. Both the NDP and Conservatives have suggested they won't support the Liberals in a non-confidence vote, thus resulting in that earlier election. Excuse the hand. Canada has a multi-party political system, with the Liberal Party led by Justin Trudeau and currently in power with, like I said, a minority government. The Conservatives, led by Pierre Poilievre, hold the next highest number of parliamentary seats. The NDP, at last count, held 25 seats, and the Greens 2. I'm going to Elizabeth May, because her party only holds 2 seats, I think we'll just kind of leave that alone. But I am going to describe the leaders and their belief systems and that sort of thing for the Liberals, the Conservatives, and the NDP. Now, what we should be aware of is that the next election will almost certainly be won by the Conservatives, unless Justin Trudeau resigns, allowing someone more popular to get in. But he seems, at this time at least, unwilling to admit that his popularity is going to be the fate of the party, or lack therein. So who would be the most likely to take on the mantle of leader if Justin Trudeau actually resigned? It would be Chrystia Freeland. Now, she is currently the Deputy PM and Minister of Finance. Freeland has her detractors, and Poilievre will have a field day, but she is one of very few Liberals who has the skills to truly renew the Liberals' popularity. Personally, as a person with disabilities, I have a number of concerns about having her in power, and I just ask you to think the whole Canada disability benefit debacle. But back to Trudeau, Poilievre, and Singh. Who are these men? I've included a link to Wikipedia for information about these 3 leaders at the end of this video. And it'll be, just so you know, it'll be the first note on the page, because that's where I'm putting them. Justin Trudeau is the son of the late Prime Minister PM Pierre Trudeau. Justin Trudeau has been PM since 2015. He was born on Christmas Day, 1971, and has 3 children. He and his wife, Sophie Gregoire Trudeau, are separated. Now, he started his career as a drama teacher. Since 2015, JT has been elected PM 3 times. His popularity has been steadily declining over the course of the last few years due to numerous missteps. The statistics seems to be changing on an almost daily basis, but the best current estimate would be that fully 2/3 of Canadians are dissatisfied or very dissatisfied with Justin Trudeau. The biggest concerns for Canadians, and ones they feel the government has failed to effectively address, include housing costs, healthcare, inflation without commensurate income growth, and food costs. Okay, so who is Pierre Poilievre? Well, first of all, he's most likely to be our next Prime Minister. Poilievre was born in 1979 in Calgary. He spent almost his entire career as a politician, first being elected as a member of parliament in 2004, so he was 25. And basically, other than a couple of kid jobs, I mean, he was a paper boy for Calgary, the Calgary something or other. He really has not done anything outside of government. His prior political affiliations include both the Reform Party and the Alliance. Poilievre has been the Conservative Party leader since 2022. He has spent his entire career in politics, never really experiencing life as an everyday Canadian, other than maybe as a paperboy. But what is interesting is that he was born by a 16-year-old girl, and he was adopted by 2 school teachers. And interestingly, despite being raised in a middle-income home, he doesn't seem to really understand the kinds of daily issues and concerns of, like I said, everyday Canadians. At 14, Poilievre was already attending PC riding, or Progressive Conservative Riding Corps Association meetings in Calgary. By 16, he was already selling Reform Party memberships. By 17, he was a Reform Party delegate. Sometime after his parents separated during his adolescence, his father came out as gay, and I'm thinking this may have slowly impacted some changes, but I don't know. Poilievre left university in 2002 without graduating to work for Stockwell Day, Reform Party. He completed his studies online through Athabasca University, obtaining his baccalaureate in 2008. He had been an MP for 4 years prior to the completion of that baccalaureate. Among his votes as Conservative leader, he voted against implementation of a public dental program for low-income children under 12, and against a one-time $500 allowance for low-income renters. He has also voted against support for Ukraine. On April 30th, 2024, Poilievre was ejected from the House of Commons for offensive language. He referred to Justin Trudeau as, quote, wacko prime minister, end quote. From 2018 to 22, his team posted hundreds of YouTube videos referencing an online misogynistic community with the hashtag, quote, MGTOW or MGTOW, end quote. The hashtags have since been removed. They did try to explain that this was a mistake, but I would say it was a pretty big one. Among his many policy votes, he has voted multiple times against increasing the federal minimum wage. He has also pledged to repeal the carbon tax if elected PM. And interestingly, the carbon tax really only overtaxes or taxes people who are in the higher incomes. For those of us in lower middle income, we actually get more back than we pay out. And it helps to keep Canada green. And this is the biggie. He does support Israel. He also believes immigration should be tightened. And he does support public health care. As regards both same-sex marriage and abortion rights, Poilievre's opinions have altered. Early on in his career, he opposed both. Now he supports both. He is against the right to sex reassignment surgery. So he tends to move a little bit. It appears that, as regards issues that will impact the election outcome, Poilievre changes his opinions. As I said, he tends to move a little bit. And his beliefs are questionable. Will he meet the needs and rights of Canadians or not? We don't know. And finally, Jagmeet Singh. His full name is Jagmeet Singh Jimmy Dhaliwal, leader of the New Democrats, or NDP. Singh was born in 1979. He's 45. He has led the NDP since 2017. He started in Ontario provincial politics in 2011. He is Indo-Canadian and is the first Sikh leader of a major party in Canada, a major federal party in Canada. Singh is married with 2 children. Singh graduated from Osgoode Law School in 2005, making him the most educated of the 3 highest-ranked party leaders. He took his bar in 2006, and from 2006 to 2011, he practiced law in Ontario. Singh believes in raising the federal minimum wage to, at last count, $20 per hour, the decriminalization of all drugs, and the reduction of several tax loopholes for the wealthy. Singh was an MPP in Ontario from 2011 to 2017, and among his many bills and votes, both for and against, Singh introduced a bill in October 2015 to end carding. Now, for anybody who has lived in Ontario, it was a pain. Not surprisingly, the bill passed unanimously. Anyone who lived in Ontario prior to 2015 knows just how frequently and uncalled for carding was. And just in case you don't know what carding was, it was the police right to just randomly go up to people on the street, for example, in Toronto, and demand ID. And it happened all the time, everywhere. I was born and raised in Ontario. Trust me when I say it was very unpleasant. Singh is not without his issues, though. In 2015, his website was found to be in breach of regulations, and in 2018, he suspended a Saskatchewan MP based upon questionable evidence. During the 2021 federal election, Singh was the only leader to introduce a mandatory vaccine program. So this is big because obviously healthcare is important to him. In March 22, the NDP entered into the confidence and supply deal with the Liberals. Now, that's what I described before that helped the Liberals get enough votes for things. In September 2024, believing the Liberals were failing to meet the parameters of the deal, the NDP walked away. Simply put, the deal involves, like I said, the NDP voting with the minority Liberal government on prearranged bills. These include things such as pharmaceutical and dental support or coverage for low-income Canadians. Singh supports redirecting dollars from eliminated tax deductions for the wealthy to low-income seniors, workers, and persons with disabilities. He also wants to remove the federal tax burden on building affordable housing units. He believes in a greener Canada. Like many Canadians, he believes we should be supporting Gaza. Now, personally, as an atheist raised in a Jewish home, I'm kind of sitting in the middle. I see problems with both sides. I see good things with both sides. Singh also believes that Canada should sever its ties with the British monarchy. So that one is quite questionable in Canada. You get people on both sides. Singh supports affirmative action and something similar for policies for the LGBTQIA2S community. So this is also important because it's a Canadian belief in equality. And I'm going to say this clearly. I have not hidden my support for the NDP. I believe the policies of inclusivity and equal treatment for all are critical to a healthier, more prosperous Canada. Agree or not, unless Trudeau steps down, Poilievre is likely to be our next PM. However, he is malleable, concerned about personal power versus specific Canadian rights. So let's start bombarding him with what we really want. Only in this way will Canada remain true to itself. Now, may I ask, if you enjoyed this video, and they are getting better slowly, please hit the subscribe button. Explore and remember, to be a senior is to be proud. Hugs. And I'll put that Wikipedia link.